Are you guys ready to
strapped in.
get small?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I love getting small.
Hey, yo.
So
Yeah.
we're going to be playing each contestant one by one. We're going to pause in between. And they're going to show us what they got, basically.
Show us what you got.
Yeah, show us what you got.
Show me what you got.
Once upon a time, there was a
Adriana!
tiny girl on Earth who loved to sing. That was her joy and her greatest passion. To her, every day was a new opportunity to work hard towards her goal of being a professional singer. Her dream became a reality, and she grew to live for the feeling of being able to entertain the world with her voice and the thrill of being on stage. Things were peaceful for a long time, but one day, her human body began to fail her, and she felt afraid. She was scared that she would lose her ability to do her favorite thing in the world. So through tears, she raised her voice to the heavens and made a wish to the stars. Please, let me keep singing longer, she begged. I want to keep singing for people forever. Her pleas were pure of heart, but unbeknownst to her, a terrifying beast was lurking in the dark. So, yeah. Apparently, the stars have a 2-for-1 wish deal that the girl was not aware of. And at the same time, someone else was raising their voice to the heavens as well. Her cute little stinker of a Pomeranian made her own wish. Please let my dog mom have the energy to play more with me. I wish she was a dog like me so that we could play forever and ever and she would never get tired of paying attention to me. The contract was sealed. Ears sprouted from the girl's head and then a big fluffy tail. She felt transformed as the weakness of her human body faded and was replaced by the energy of 1,000 dogs with zoomies and an inexplicable urge to yap about everything and nothing all at once. It wasn't not an answer to what she asked for. Her voice now healed and looking at least 10 times cuter than she did before, the prima donna Pom was born. She looked to her sidekick and knew this was their chance to conquer the world as their stage. So what better place to sing and yap endlessly than Twitch.tv? She turned her face up to the sky and howled at the stars in gratitude before she and her furry friends set off together to press that go live button. Their new journey was about to begin.
Wow.
Shit, that was so cute.
Can we pause and talk about it?
We're
Or-
going to pause and talk about it right now.
Shit.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say right off the bat,
This is
I
so
thought I was gonna
hard.
be able to be mean, but that was like very wholesome.
That was so
Really, like,
good.
I started tearing up.
damn
Oh
it.
my god.
Okay, I'll be real. I teared up a little bit too because I actually do know that Adriana's been going through some like medical complications recently, where she's been dealing with hearing loss.
Oh no.
So wow, that was emotional. Adriana, I really liked that. That was crazy. I think that the plot was charming and I would say unique in a sense of like I haven't seen the concept of wishing. I mean, wishing upon a star is like kind of classic Disney, right? But the idea of it, like the twist that it went wrong because two people did it at the same time. I like that a lot. That's very funny. That's a good gag. I've never heard that explanation. And I would say creativeness in terms of like, I know Adriana is not like an illustrator, but I'm assuming those drawings were all by Adriana. So like considering the time they had, that was very impressive. Uniqueness. Yeah, I would say like a unique concept. I've never personally seen a lore video that combines a little bit of your real life struggles, medical struggles that you've been going through, and also lore that is actually tied to your real dog. I know this dog. Her name is Marnie. Yeah. That was great, Adriana. Sure.
I loved it. It made me tear up, and it felt very relatable because it's very similar to my story, except I didn't wish on a star, but I wish I did wish on a star. So I think it was super cute, and the concept is very adorable, and it just really touched my heart. And you know me, I'm very sensitive, and I'm just automatically like, yes, perfect, beautiful, amazing.
I love that. It's cute.
You know
I
me.
know. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be so hard because I'm also the same way. Where I'm like, I love this. Everything about this was great. I'm obviously really biased because the dog, so like I'm always like really excited about that. But I do like the fact that it was RL's relatability and also like a cute story mixed in. And it wasn't too like one-sided. It wasn't too serious to the point where it was just all serious, and it wasn't like too goofy where it was all goofy. It was kind of a mix of both, which I really like because I like the fact when people can be like serious but also like funny at the same time. That's like a charm that I really enjoy. And I, for like creativity and uniqueness, that is something that I haven't seen done before. Even though Wishing Upon a Star is like very Disney-esque, I've never really seen someone do it. That's not really something I see. And yeah, I don't know. I
don't
really
believe in wishing on a star, but now I do.
Now I do.
Now I do.
All right, Candii, I want to hear everything that you have to
Let's
say
hear it,
because I
Candii.
feel like you're gonna go on a monologue, so I'm ready.
Okay, so I think that it's, I'm not sure how to approach this. So I think that it was, from a narrative standpoint, easy for the people to get invested because, like, when a character like has a struggle, I think it's very easy to be like to see that and then want to root for them. So I think that's kind of built in. I think there's also the aspect of having a mascot, which is based on IRL, like your IRL dog, which Ross said. My only thing was that I feel like as far as the world around your character, I don't know what sort of time period they're set in. I think it would be interesting to me to know if it's more of a contemporary setting and how the character fits into the world, or if it's like more of a fantasy setting or more of a sci-fi setting. Like what's the basis? I think also with regards to like visual motifs and things like that, I understand like obviously that Adriana drew like a lot of that herself. But I would have liked to have like just a bit more of a visual identity in the video for what the design would become, which obviously it's like dog girl, and we're not at the point of design per se for the character, but that's sort of just the only thing that was sort of, for me, I was like, where are they in the world? I feel like the shift from the start of it as well into the funnier delivery in the last half was good. I feel like it started off very melodramatic, which is obviously it's a very emotional thing, which is attached to what Adriana is going through, which Ross filled us in on. I almost wonder if it could have been slower into the sadder note and then the pivot. It just felt like it kind of ramped up really quick to being sad, and then it went, which is not a problem, especially given the time frame of the video. But yeah, that's sort of things that I was thinking about when I was watching it. It's kind of funny because dog buff, singing mouse, Ross personal person that they know, and then for me, not to get into my own lore, but there is an aspect of like the body kind of failing and then wanting to replace it is sort of like, I have seen that done in ways, but I think this is a very nice way they've executed it. It feels good. It feels like all the elements kind of came together. And that's sort of my assessment.
I love you, Candii. You're so smart.
That's why I wanted Candii to go at the end, because I knew that Candii was gonna like like go through everything.
Looks smart
so
and is smart.
yeah.
I have a clipboard. I took notes.
Yeah, I agree, Candii. I think the only thing, like, I agree with you, the part where it kind of transitioned really fast, but also counterpoint is that we did give them a time limit. So the fact of it transitioning as fast as it did, I think, could merit the time. But I also get what you're saying, Candii.
It was just very extremes. I didn't dislike it. It was just the pacing of it felt very like it just turned on a dime, which isn't, again, not a bad thing. I'm glad though that there was a shift, because I feel like if the entire video was like how the tone of the start of it, I feel like it would have. I think they balanced it well.
Yeah, I got a little emotional watching that one because I was like, "Oh, I know what you've been going through. Holy shit!"
Aww.
Yeah, so that was great. That was
I mean,
great.
I don't know her personally, but I completely understand. I mean, I
Yeah.
totally get it. I totally get it because I too have my own health issues and stuff, and it just touched my heart a lot.
It makes me really happy to see, I mean, we're only on the first one, but it already makes me really happy to see people using their personal experiences into their lore, because, like, as much
I
as
love
people
that.
like to think that VTubers are, like, characters and stuff like that, a lot of VTubers are just themselves, so it makes me really happy to see that.
I always think of Haruka's lore video, which I linked in the form that I gave everyone, where she actually went through like her autism diagnosis and had that related to her VTuber lore video. So that's obviously very personal. But I think, like I said before, with the vulnerability, I think that as an audience, it's kind of nice to know the people that you're watching closely aligned with what they go through. It's like, it's hard because it's kind of like you're fictional, but it's also at the same time, you're like mixing in things that are very genuine.
Thanks for the example. I was trying to think of someone who, like, some of the examples of people who've used medical or, you know, mental struggles incorporated into their. That's one I do remember. Yeah, right, Haruka's. That's a good example.
Yeah. Is
that's
she
fantastic.
here? Is she
Oh,
here?
we gotta
Maybe
show. Oh, right, we gotta talk to her first. Oh my god, I forgot. We're talking to the
It's okay.
contestants.
We're talking to people.
Does someone want to... Hi, Adriana.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, I was like, wait, did I get you? Hi,
No, sorry,
I'm
Flora.
well. I'm very well. Thank you thank you so much for all your comments. I'm really, really grateful. All of your critique and you know your praise. I started crying. I started tearing up. I really appreciated that. Like Ross mentioned, my past year has been a lot of just really struggling with health issues. I got diagnosed with an extremely rare disease earlier this year. And basically, it is an autoimmune disease that specifically affects your upper respiratory system, like very aggressively. So, you know, in the lore video, when it talks about like that fear of like, what if she can't do her favorite thing anymore? That was a very real fear. You know, I spent time in the hospital, sort of. I guess just being afraid, like, what if I can't sing anymore?
I'm crying.
Yeah,
I
so,
completely understand you.
Yeah, I get it. Oh
yeah.
god.
Yeah, so obviously, like, I'm feeling a lot better now. You know, I've been going through treatment and stuff, but it was really scary. I really, you know, even though it's been really tough, I'm still going through treatment, I really decided I do want to try to come back and like keep making content and music. And I think exploring VTubing as sort of like that rebirth is something that feels like the right fit in a lot of ways. So I guess that's sort of like the serious part of the lore. That's like the melodramatic, I guess, like part that like Candii was talking about, which by the way, I totally agree with. Like, I didn't want it to like just be that.
Sorry, just as a note, if I may, with regards to the tone of the lore video, the only concern that I had with it sustaining the initial energy is like thinking about streaming long term. I think giving yourself that breadth of, because you want to make sure, because like I feel like your streams and the kind of person you've struck me as is like more the like bubbly and like friendly. So I would hate for you to like write lore that expects you to be in that darker place. So yeah, that just just to clarify. So I'm glad I hope it didn't come across too harsh.
No, absolutely no. I really I liked all the points you made and I agreed with all of them. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it was a really good video. If I wasn't in the judges panel, I'd be like, that was great.
No,
I loved it.
No, don't feel bad at all. So then when it sort of gets into the wackiness of it, I think that's sort of where I started bringing in like the elements of my life that make me happy and that sort of I've had to learn to sort of like attach to like, okay, well, what are the things that bring me joy that are not just singing? Because like, you know, how do you live a happy life? You know, and Marnie is one of those things. Marnie is my Pomeranian, and she's extremely yappy. She's a big part of my life and what I share online. So I kind of wanted to involve her and do the Pomeranian concept because I think design-wise, I think I would want something that's like cute but elegant, if that makes sense. So like if I'm singing ballads, so if I'm singing ballads or something with a jazz club vibe, I think that the fur tufts sort of like lend themselves well to that sort of jazz club. Of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel it.
The other last thing would be like, it feels very full circle as like a concept for me because Korone from Hololive is the very first VTuber that I was ever aware of. I mean, she's the one that sort of like introduced me to like the world of VTubing. I saw fan art of her online one day, like in like 2020 or something, and I was like, what is this character? And then I realized it was like a real person. I started watching her streams and I just sort of fell in love with what she did. And I think she's really sweet. She's my favorite. So it does, in a way, sort of feel like it's me. It's something, I think it's a concept I would want to do for me, but again, it feels very full circle and sort of just like, yeah. And that's it. Sorry if I talk too much.
No, you're all good.
No,
I love it.
We're gonna move on to our next contestant now, but Adriana, thank you so much for sharing that with you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So very
That makes
sweet.
us smile.
You did so well.
You did really, really good. And thanks for bye.
I already knew.
She's out of here.